On September 1st, 2023, the Pokemon Company will be releasing two new pre-made decks in Quaquaval EX and Meowscarada EX. And these are both great intermediate level decks. You've got a little bit of a feel for the Pokemon trading card game, and you want something a little more advanced but aren't quite ready to go to hyper competitive mode. And today we are going to be previewing the Meowscarada EX deck. I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the Meowscarada EX deck. Now, first off, out on September 1st, 2023, might be out by the time you watch this, and it's going to be selling for $19.99 US. And the cards you're going to be getting in this deck, let me go pull up TCG Live on my end here. And yeah, we're going to talk about the cards that are in here, and then we'll show the deck in action a little bit. So let's talk about Meowscarada EX. It is a stage 2 Pokemon. It is grass type. And yeah, grass type is not necessarily the best. There are a couple of dark type decks you can hit for weakness, but those aren't really that popular right now. But you've got a really interesting ability here in Bouquet Magic. If you discard a basic grass energy during your turn, you can put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And it's a little bit of damage, but your opponent can't block it with Manaphy, and you can do this once per Meowscarada. The deck comes with 2 in the deck, so you can drop 6 damage counters on the board anytime you want. And when you pair that with Radiant Alakazam, you can set up some really interesting scenarios where you're either doing big damage on your opponent's active Pokemon, or you can take KOs preemptively on the bench just by doing bench damage and then moving the damage around. So when you're not trying to get cheeky KOs, knocking stuff out with Radiant Alakazam, you are going to be using Scratching Nails, which for 2 colorless energy does 100 damage. Plus, if your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 120 more damage. So on top of taking the cheeky KOs, the general idea is you use Bouquet Magic, damage something on the bench, and then you jump to Radiant Alakazam, move that damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, and then swing for big damage. So the combination of Meowscarada plus Radiant Alakazam can lead to some really cool plays that other decks can't really do. This deck comes with a 4-3-2 line, so you're going to get 4 Sprigatito, 3 Floragato, and 1 or 2 Meowscarada EXs. And in the mid to late game, you're probably going to want 3. Ideally, these would have come with 3, but there is a recovery card that we'll talk about in just a second. Otherwise, we have a 2-2 line of Eldegoss, and Eldegoss is kind of cool in this deck because it's got the ability Cotton Lift. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Not only is this a great way of getting energy to charge up your Meowscarada, it's also a way of getting extra energy that you can discard with Magic Bouquet to continually do incremental damage. Last but not least, we have 2 Dunsparce, and this has the move Find a Friend. For 1 colorless energy, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This is potentially a way to get Alakazam on the board or get an evolution ready to go for the following turn. Not a particularly good card. You're going to use this out of desperation, and you definitely don't want to use the attack bite for 50 damage. It's not the best card in here, admittedly, but it's here. These level 2 decks and even the level 3 decks sometimes have filler Pokemon, and this is not the worst one that I've seen in a deck. For trainer cards, we've got 2 copies of Escape Rope, where both you and your opponent have to switch your active Pokemon with 1 on the bench. This is a great way, potentially, of moving something to the bench that you want to use Magic Bouquet on, or potentially setting up some Escape Rope boss plays as well. We've got Jacq, which lets you evolve or grab 2 evolution Pokemon cards from your deck and put them into your hand. Jacq isn't necessarily the the best for grabbing Pokemon, but it's okay in the context of this deck, especially when you need so many evolutions to get this deck rolling. 2 copies of Energy Retrieval. So after you discard energy with Magic Bouquet, you can use Energy Retrieval to get that energy back and then discard it again with Magic Bouquet or charge up your Meowscaradas. 4 copies of Youngster. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards. I actually take issue with 4 Youngster in this deck. I understand that a card like Iono or Judge might be a little too complicated for newer players. However, 4 copies of Youngster is a bit excessive, especially since you're only getting 5 cards back and you're not doing any sort of hand disruption on your opponent. I would look to swap this with Iono or Judge as soon as you can if you're building this deck. 2 copies of Clara. This is an amazing card that lets you get either 2 energy. Well, lets you get 2 energy and up to 2 Pokemon. And this is your way of getting that Meowscarada back if you are in the late game and you just don't have it. Also a great way of grabbing energy back from the deck as well. I mean, from the discard pile. 2 copies of Great Ball. This card is hit and miss. It does let you grab any card, any Pokemon card in the top 7 cards, including evolutions. But there's going to be a decent chance that it just doesn't work because there aren't any Pokemon in your top 7 cards. I personally would prefer something a little more reliable than Great Ball, but it's not the worst here. 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Amazing card. Discard 2. Grab any Pokemon you want. This is a staple in pretty much every deck 4 of. 3 copies of Nest Ball. This lets you bench your basic Pokemon from your deck straight onto your bench. I would like to see this at 4. We also have interesting choice here, Gapejaw Bog. Whenever either player plays a basic Pokemon from their hand onto their bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. This is a great way of forcing your opponent to take damage as they enter the game so that Meowscarada EX is doing maximum damage each time. However, if your opponent benches a Pokemon through Nest Ball, which a lot of players do because Nest Ball is a staple card in the game, they will bypass the effect of Gapejaw Bog. So something to keep in mind. You may want to, if you're upgrading this deck, you may want to switch it out with some other stadiums like a Temple of Sinnoh. No, not Temple of Sinnoh. Like a Lost City or something else. 4 copies of Professor's Research. Fantastic card. You discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Again, I always say this for new players getting into the game. Don't be scared of discarding your hand, especially if it means there's a chance of if you're going to lose and hold your hand versus discarding whatever you have now and potentially getting the cards you need right now on the rip. Just do it. Just do it. So 4 copies of Research, awesome. And 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. I love that the Meowscarada deck has 2 copies of this because the Quaquaval EX deck does not have any copies of Boss's Orders, which feels like a massive miss on my part. So I'm glad that this deck has it. And then last but not least, 13 Grass Energy. I will say, between the 2 decks, I think that Meowscarada EX has the higher ceiling if you plan on upgrading the deck all the way. However, I do think that out of the box, the Quaquaval deck is a little better in that its core game plan with the Quaquaval EX and the Baxcalibur is a little easier to set up. However, I do think that the Meowscarada EX, once fully built, does have a higher ceiling. It has a very cool ability, and paired with Radiant Alakazam, can do some really cool plays that other decks cannot do. I think the big things that you would want to upgrade if you are building this deck, absolutely rare candy. I just realized now that there's no rare candy in this deck, which is absolutely nuts to me. And also, I would be looking to add double turbo energy to this deck for starters, because Meowscarada EX's attack is only 2 colorless energy, and yes, you're going to lose 20 damage along the way, but having to only use 1 attachment here is a huge plus. So those are some quick tips. When the deck comes out for realsies, we will do a upgrade video for that, and whatever the hot new cards are that best fit in this deck, we will showcase those there as well. All right, let's go and see the deck in action. Oh, weird. Our opponent won the coin flip, but they want us to go first. Is it a trap? Is it a trap? I mean, we did brick, and that's not ideal. However, Oh, this is, we need a rare candy in the worst way. We need a rare, if we can get the rare candy, we can pop off. But right now, this is looking not so hot. I would love to have, we have a lot of pieces. Whalmer, what the heck? Okay, let's go and drop the Gape-Jaw Bog and put some energy on. Okay, we may have to play this the old-fashioned way and just use Jacq to get us a attaches to damage counters on that Pokemon. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. They're going to be putting incremental damage on us as well. They're going to play a Candace to grab a whole bunch of water-based cards, and they get the Frigibacks down. That's not a good look for us. And yeah, we're gonna need the Floragato. Like, yeah, I think we gotta play the Floragato right now. I don't like it, but I don't want to get rid of the Elder. I just want the Floragato. And then hopefully we can go into Meowscarada next turn and switch our opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll Magic Whip, and they can go and bring something up. At least now we can go with Meowscarada on the next turn, assuming we don't get bonked. Basic non-water Pokemon. Shouldn't I have taken damage there? Whenever any player attaches an energy card from their hand to one of their basic non-water Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Yeah, I feel like I should have taken damage there. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, the big challenge here is that we are only doing... Here we go. Let's go do the Meowscarada attack here. Get some Bouquet Magic. And we'll drop that on the Whalmer. And let's hit Research right now. And we need... The Dunsparce is useless right now. Let's go and grab a Alakazam. And I need to move that, at least some of that damage on the Vizula. Here we go. Let's go bump that Stadium. And we'll Painful Spoons. At least just the one. I think the one is fine. And let's go and Scratching Nails for 220. And we do 230 damage, which is very nice. We have the bare minimum of what we want this deck to do right now. And they do get their Baxcalibur set up. That's potentially problematic depending on how much water energy they have there. And they get the Wailord rolling as well. If they've got like all the energy... Oh... They're going to take some damage. 3, 4, 5. We can potentially knock out the seal on the next go. Yeah, we discard this. Bouquet Magic. Do 3. And then just move damage across. So how much water energy do they have in hand now? Ooh, they're attaching it to the Baxcalibur instead. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So they're just going to let Wailord get destroyed here? I mean, fine. Fine. Okay. I will... Again, let's go Bouquet Magic and get some damage. What's more dangerous? I think this is more dangerous in the immediate term, right? So we're going to go 50 Painful Spoons, and we'll move the damage off the Horsey and move it to the seal. Get rid of that. Let's go take a quick prize. Cheeky prize. Get ourselves some more energy, which we don't actually need right now. Let's go in Youngster instead. Hopefully we can get our bench a little more established here. And we don't really We do get some more energy to work with, which is nice. But we will just hit for Scratching Nails. Yes. Now, the problem we have... Okay, well, we can move the energy across. So if they're going to attack with Baxcalibur, then... And that's only doing 110 damage. So we're okay. And yeah, we're going to Nest Ball for another Sprigatito here. Yeah, they're going to Buster Tail for 130. We do have a bunch of energy. And we get the Eldegoss, actually, which lets us pull even more energy from the deck. However, let's go and get ourselves a little more set up here. And we will pop the Bouquet Magic and hit the Horsey. And we don't really care about the damage on the Horsey right now. I'm actually going to move a little bit of that damage. Just one. Just one. And I'm going to... Yeah, let's Cotton Lift as well. Let's go grab 2 energy out of the deck. And I'll attach 1 to the Sprigatito. And let's go and smash the Baxcalibur for 220 HP. Deck is cooking right now. Now, admittedly, our opponent didn't necessarily... I mean, they had some stuff. They had some stuff. The Baxcalibur was there. They chose not to go... They could have charged up the Wailord. They had the double turbo energy, and they had the water. I don't know why they didn't go in with the attack. But they are... Yeah, they're just gonna lose here. I mean, that's fine. We'll take it. And we go and knock out the Horsey for the quick dub. GG's. That is... So, we didn't necessarily get the widest setup there. I was actually a little frustrated that it took us a little bit to get our Meowscarada set up there. Probably like 1 turn too slow. However, once we got rolling, that was actually a pretty decent showing of what the deck can do. We had a whole bunch of energy, and we were able to discard it and move the damage around with Alakazam to set up some really cool plays there, and even some multi-prize KOs there with the, I think, being able to move the energy around to knock out that seal before knocking out the active Pokemon was really cool. So yeah, just a quick one there, but kind of showing the proof of concept of what this deck can do. GG's. Our opponent will be going first on this one. And let's see what we have. Nothing. We have nothing. All right. Hopefully we can do a little better on this next starting hand. Okay, not much better. TBH. We do get a Youngster, though, and a Gape Job Bog. Now, if we bench the... Diancie. Interesting. I have not seen a Diancie in a minute. I wonder what they are playing. A water deck or fighting deck. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. If they are attaching energy to the Diancie, that is a bad sign for our opponent here. Let's go and get rid of that and get 5 new cards. And I will... Actually, that's Great Ball here. And we do get another Sprigatito. That's nice. And unfortunately, with the way the deck is built, we aren't going to be able to get... do we get the 3rd Sprigatito down, or do we get the Gossifleur? I think we go and grab... I think we grab the 3rd Sprigatito. And I don't think we actually gather Sunlight. You can search for 2 basic energy cards, but we're going to research anyway. So let's just Seed Bomb for 10. And hopefully, with this... I know our opponent's down bad at the moment. They do get the Hawlucha, so they're going to put some damage on the board. In particular, that 1 Sprigatito is a little shaky at the moment. I also don't like... They are going to get Spike Draw. Spike Draw is not bad of an attack on being able to draw 2. I know that the... Oh, what? They're going to have to attach energy to the Hawlucha? What is happening? Arven's not a bad card to get right now because they can grab a tool and an item. They'll probably grab like a nest ball to get whatever their main attacker is because there's no way it's Hawlucha. No way it's Hawlucha. So what we really need on this next go round is the Florigato. Okay, yep, there's the nest ball and the rock chest plate. And I'm going to guess they're playing Koraidon. Oh, they didn't play the nest ball. Why wouldn't they play the nest ball? Okay. We do get... I'm actually going to Ultra Ball right now. I'm not going to mess around here. Like, yeah, I could have gotten... Ooh, it looks like we only have... Potentially only have one of our Meowscaradas. It looks like we prized another one. Oh, okay. We only have the one energy. Oh my goodness. Okay. And let's see what we can grab with Great Ball. I will grab the Gossifleur. And we're gonna, unfortunately, taking more damage here as well. And let's go and Seed Bomb for 30. Okay. I do like the idea of, yeah, let's Ultra Ball for Eldegoss. We can get the energy and we can start to pop off here. And oh, Great Tusk. What the heck? What the heck? 250 to itself. Or okay, that is a very tanky Pokemon that we are up against now. Okay. Hopefully they... Ooh, the escape rope. That kind of sucks. Let's go and grab... Let's put the... I'm going to put the Sprigatito up. And yeah, they're going to go Great Tusk for 40. Oh, that actually takes a KO there. I didn't think of that. That's actually kind of a misplay on my part. Oof. Okay. Yeah, we're going to lose the... And what does Rock Chestplate even do? Takes 30 less damage. Okay. Oof. Alright, silly misplay on my part. And they knock out the Gape Job Bog. That does kind of suck. But we can... Let's go and cook here. What can we do? We do get the extra energy. That's fantastic. And we will attach... Let's see what we can do here, actually. I might want the Alakazam instead, because we can do big damage on the... Yeah, let's go do that, so we can move damage off or onto the Great Tusk. Ooh, we got a bunch of... Okay, let's go and get rid of a Jacques and Nest Ball here. And do we have the other... We don't have the other Meowscarada. So, let's go and grab Eldegoss. And we're going to need... I am going to need... Okay, let's go Bouquet Magic. And we'll get rid of one energy here. And we'll drop that onto the... It doesn't really matter here, because we are going to be moving and damage onto the Great Tusk anyway. So let's go and knock... Get 20 here. And I'm going to guess... I'm going to say bet. Actually, yeah, I'm going to say bet. Let's Cotton Lift. I don't think there's any reason not to Cotton Lift right now. If, like, even if they Iono, they would then also need to get rid of the Eldegoss to do anything. So we've got ourselves a 3-prize play set up here, which is kind of sick. Right? All we have to do, we Bouquet Magic, Riolu, and then we move damage counters and take the Lucario out. Now, there's also the argument to be made of doing that onto the Hawlucha, which might actually be safer, because they could evolve up to Lucario right now and then we'd be in trouble. Okay. Gutsy Pickaxe, I'm not too concerned about it right now. Because that's, like, they're not attaching to anything right now. The Lucario might be a problem. If they don't evolve the Riolu, then we're cooking. Let's see what time it is. I'm recording this before the Sunday stream right now, so I'm actually a little on edge. Hopefully this match doesn't go too long. I don't think it will. I think we'll be all right. Okay, so if they're just going to be doing 40 damage and discarding a stadium, like, that's fine. If anything, we might want to move the damage off of the Great Tusk. And... yeah, I think that's the play. Because we're going to knock out the... ooh, let's see. Do they go into Lucario next? Is there a way? Because I'm sure Lucario probably has more HP, and we're not going to be able to take a 3-prize knock here. That's my guess. Yeah. That's unfortunate. We can take... well, at least not off the Lucario. The Lucario would just, like, end it. Oh, they don't... why didn't they evolve? Unless they just benched it this turn. At which point... yeah, let's go and grab some more energy. We might as well thin the deck. If they're not going to disrupt us, then let's just keep grabbing it. And we will Bouquet Magic onto... actually, is it worth it? If we move 2... yeah, no, we have to... let's Bouquet Magic onto the Riolu. And let's go and move some damage. Painful Spoons. We'll move it off of the Great Tusk. This is going to get knocked out anyway. And let's go take the Lucario out right now. Okay. And then we're not going to attach it. There's no point in attack. Actually, yeah, let's go attach it to Florigato here. And we will attack for 190 and knock out the Great Tusk. And hopefully we can get our other Meowscarada here. Is it in one of these two? Yes, it is. Okay. We cooking. We cooking. Ooh, we can just we can KO that Varoom right now. Because we will have 2 Meowscarada, assuming they don't disrupt our hand, we can get the second Meowscarada up. Oh, they're going to Clara here as well. Interesting. Okay. And they'll probably get Great Tusk back. Oh, they're gonna Riolu here. Okay. Is that the play? If that's the play, yeah, we can still knock that out in one go. Yeah. Okay. I would bench the Great Tusk. I guess they're concerned that the Great Tusk is gonna be too hard to charge. They did not play a Koraidon here. So this is what I love about this deck. Okay, here we go. And we got, like, we are spoiled with energy here. Let's Bouquet Magic. And I'll drop it on the Riolu. And let's Bouquet Magic again. And drop it on the Riolu. And let's attach another energy here. And let's actually grab some more energy. The last one in the deck. We actually don't want to play Professor's Research now. And we will Painful Spoons. And we are going to move 1 energy or 1 damage off the Diancie. Go knock out that Riolu. And we will get even more energy. Awesome. And actually, let's go and play this Gate Job Bog here as well. And we will smash for 220 on the Diancie. Whew! All right. This is kind of the best case scenario for this deck. We've got the 2 Meowscarada set up. We've got a buttload of energy. We have been able to take multi-prize KOs. And even the Great Tusk, and, like, to be fair, like, they did not have the Koraidon set up to do the thing. And you know what? For funsies, I'm not even gonna attack the active to finish this game. I mean, kudos to our opponent for sticking this out to the very end. Like, they totally didn't have to stick this out, despite the fact that we have obliterated them. But yeah, this was, I will say, like, I will admit, it has been tough to get matches with this deck. This was kind of the best case scenario for it. I will admit, we are playing in casual matchmaking right now, and that hasn't stopped our opponents from running some of the top tier decks, and I don't think this deck out of the box has the sauce to compete on that level. But here it is, more of a casual level play, and we get the win. GG's. That was probably the best case scenario for this deck. And again, it drives me nuts that there's no rare candy in this deck and you have to go up to Floragato. And there was a bit of a misplay on my part putting the Sprigatito up when it already had damage on there, giving them a free prize. However, once we got set up, we were kind of rolling, and we had we were spoiled with energy to discard with Bouquet Magic. But towards the end of the game, we got the second ceiling, then the Quaquavel EX deck. However, it's going to take a bunch of work to get the Meowscarada deck up to snuff, and it's a little tougher to play out of the box. I will admit, getting matches for this video has been very tough. I don't necessarily think that the deck as it is quite up to snuff for even casual play in PTCG Live. If you're playing IRL against family and friends, I think it's fine. But if you plan on playing this, I do think that a couple of tweaks would go a long way to making this deck more playable. In particular, Rare Candy and Double Turbo Energy would make this a much smoother experience. So if you can get your hands on those cards as a starting point, that would be awesome. All right, I got to get going. Again, these decks are out on September 1st, 2023. They will cost $19.99 US. And let me know what you think of these decks. Do you like them? Do you like the idea of them? Do you plan on picking either of them up? Let me know in the comments of this video. And also, if you haven't watched the Quaquavel EX deck preview, let's go back to the other screen here. I also did a preview of the Quaquavel EX deck. So yeah, check out that video. I'll put it in the link. I'll put it in the description of this one here. All right, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching. Some quick plugs before we get out of here. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. Oops, sorry, I bumped the mic stand there. You can find me on Twitch at In Third Person, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.